So, today a rather late recording. It is 4 p.m. Normally I'd like to do it a bit earlier, but compared to the other days, I do or have done quite a bunch of things already, which is amazing. I appreciate that. I like that. I find it cool and amazing, but yeah. We are gonna see. We are gonna figure things out. And we're probably gonna go ahead with Joyful by Ingrid Fetell. Maybe we're also gonna finish it up today. Depends on how much there is left. Yeah, could be the case. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna go through a few points and leave a few things for tomorrow, I guess. Or some other day, or for the next recording. Anyway, joyful key idea numero 6. There is more joy in quirkiness than in convention, and design is there to remind us of that. Imagine that you are lined up to give an important presentation at an office meeting. Everybody has come in, dressed to impress, their faces serious. You feel yourself begin to sweat nervously. Then you spot a burst of color. One of the head hankers has come striding in, his rainbow-colored socks peeking out from above his shoes. Even a touch of quirkiness like that can help everyone to relax and be less anxious and feel more joyful. There is a lesson here. Don't feel bound by convention. Break the mold and bring joy to the world through quirkiness. Typically, especially during our teens and early 20s, we place a lot of importance on style and trends. We just want to fit in. It is not just a question of aesthetics and of feeling like we ought to be appreciated for our tastes. If we wear the right sort of fashionable items, it indicates that we belong to the right sort of people and that we possess the moral authority that comes with that. The risk in this sort of group behavior is that quirky, awkward individuality gets repressed, and with that conformity, joy is erased. Take birds as an example. We generally imagine them as sleek and elegant creatures, and yet it's the awkward flamingo, which is blazing pink coloring and spindly legs, that is known and loved the world over. So much so, in fact, that it is common to see plastic flamingos as decorative objects in pristine lawns. We too should celebrate our individual idiosyncrasies, whether this means wearing fake leopard skin leggings or pineapple-shaped hats. The argument for quirkiness is so clear that the design world too has embraced it. Quirkiness reached its peak with what has been termed Dutch design. It originated in the Netherlands, you don't say, and gained worldwide attention in the 1990s. A key aspect of this movement was the size of various objects became something to play around with. For instance, table lamps were enlarged and engorged, absorbing a room's focus. Meanwhile, tables were shrunk to almost matchbox size. Additionally, decorative objects were made from silicon rather than ceramic materials, meaning they could be thrown or knocked over without breaking. These objects of design are delightful because they elicit such surprise. They awaken us to the fact that things don't have to be same all the time, or the same all the time, and that we needn't ever feel subjected to the overly serious or the drearily mundane. Let's actually check out Dutch design. Dutch design. This is amazing. I appreciate that. I think this is indeed design. Well, I don't really know about this one, but for example, Marcel Wonders, not a chair. However you pronounce him, probably not the correct way. Or Vicky Sommer's merry-go-round coat rack. Then there is a logo, but on there I found something else. Dutch Design Week 2020. This looks amazing, Some of these things just look amazing, They are far from ordinary. They really are, but they just look great. As well as, and this is one that I've actually seen in person when I was in Amsterdam. And it just reminds me of something rather, I don't know what to think about that, but anyway. The Dutch version, I don't see what it is called. It is a chair, it is red and blue and black and yellow. It might not be very comfortable, it probably isn't, but it looks kind of cool. And I also like the other one right next to it. I'd actually really like to show this to you, but anyway, let's actually move on. Key idea number 7. Experiences of awe, so AWE, are part of the joy of life, and architecture can foster awe in us. Every October in New Mexico, the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta is held. Thousands of colorful balloons, large and small, are released into the heavens. The spectacle is a sight to behold. It's easy to overlook, but displays of this kind that are actually essential, since experiences of awe play an important part in evoking joy. For 15 years, American psychologists Dacre Keltner and Jonathan Haidt have studied the concept of awe. They define awe as a response to something of almost infinite vastness in the mind. In short, it is a reminder that transcendence exists, and it does so out of the usual human frame of reference. More tangibly, huge canyons, enormous mountains, or vast open skies are all capable of inspiring feelings of awe in us. Moreover, awe alters our perception of life and the world around us. This was shown in a 2017 study conducted by psychologist Yang Bai. Visitors to San Francisco and Yosemite National Park were asked to draw themselves within their surroundings. The Yosemite National Park visitors drew themselves as little stick figures enfolded by nature's vastness. In contrast, city visitors' self-portraits were larger figures within their tiny cityscape, or the cityscape. You might think that these portrayals of insignificance would be indicative of displeasure, but it is quite the reverse. The study showed that when awe is the cause of such feelings, they are actually experiences of rapture and joy. What's great about design and architecture in particular is that it can also stir such exhilaration. In the past, the construction of towering buildings was mostly restricted to places of worship. The idea was to induce appropriate awe in worshippers. In more modern times, awe has been elicited through more secular projects. Just think of Grand Central Station's cavernous hall, or the enormous 94-foot long blue whale that hangs from the ceiling of the American Museum of Natural History. The specific purpose of both these New York attractions is to stir feelings of awe in those who look upon them.
What is that?